your boy Jamar McKill, your favorite sports analyst, with my co-host
James Jerwitz.
And y'all finna get served with J&J Sports, episode 63. Today we got a special guest, man. He decided to come back for some more sports, man. We got some good ones, man. Let him know who you is, bro.
What's up, everybody? I'm Byron Matthews, and I'm with Sports Radio 610.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, yeah, man. I'm glad you joined the show for us again, man. We're gonna dive right into it, man. We got some good ones going, some good topics.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get into it, man. So the first one we got, man, is boxing, man. I don't know if y'all been catching up, but Gervonta Davis, he shows why he's still one of the best fighters with that fight against Frank Martin, man. I'm gonna start with you, Byron, man. Did you see that fight?
Yes, that's one of the fights. I barely watch boxing, but that was a fight that caught my eye, so I actually got to tune in and watch it.
Oh yeah, man. It was intense, man. It was definitely intense, especially because it was, Davis's fight returning back since his incident and being arrested and all that stuff. Coming back and just showing why he was still dominant, man. Just to start us off, man, how impressive was this performance to you, man, from Davis?
To me, it was really impressive, but I know everyone talks about the final blow that knocked out Martin, but I feel a lot of people aren't appreciating the uppercut that made that shot available, because that was a nice uppercut. Because if you actually see it during the live time, the camera was at the back of Martin where you didn't get to see the uppercut. All you saw was the big blow. So once you had to see the uppercut, I thought that was the punch that impressed me the most without the final blow, because that uppercut set up the whole thing, because that dazed him from the jump. And then, Tank Davis's left hand, you're going to be asleep. So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he basically set everything up for his big hit. James, how do you feel about his performance?
That's a really good point. And that has me wondering, without the uppercut, is there going to be the same kind of result in the fight? And, I was really impressed, though, from what I saw from Davis.
Yeah, I think on my end, I think he was really just trying to set everything up for himself, because we can't lie, man. Frank kind of held it down for a minute. A lot of people were expecting him to be down on the third round, fourth round. He kind of held himself good, but he just kept being in that corner, man. That's never a good place you want to be at. But if we kind of look at the stats, man, for both of them, Gervonta, he's now 30-0. He landed 79 punches, and he was 53% over the power shots. For Frank Martin, he's 18-1 now. He had 81 punches landed. Now, Frank Martin, he had he had more, a better scoring than Davis until he knocked him out. Do you feel like if he didn't set the knockout right, was it going to stay like him in the lead, y'all think?
For me, if it went to judges, I still had Tank winning it.
Yeah,
but like something like you said, like I do think the downfall from Martin was getting into the corner, because ultimately that's where he got knocked out. Even the commentators were big on it that when you stay in that corner, there's nowhere for you to go. And then once you're dazed, there's only been one person lately that can survive big blows, and that's Tyson Fury. He does, his chin is built different, but
we was just covering him in a recent episodes. So James, let's start with you, James. Let's say if Frank, because we kind of noticed he got a little comfortable in the later rounds, staying in the corners, you know what I mean? Not really getting no power hits. If he wasn't comfortable and he kind of had his footing right and everything, could he have lasted like all 12 to 15 rounds? And would he have been a new champion? Let's just say if he kept his lead. What do y'all think?
Well, with all that extra comfort, I mean, that also gives you a little bit of wiggle room for a margin for error there. And I don't know if there's the same result without that comfort in the ring.
Yeah. What about you, Myron? What you think?
I had Tank winning all the way, man.
Yeah.
But, obviously stuff can happen in the later rounds because, fatigue gets in. But for me, I just had Tank winning it the whole way.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I feel like especially with Tank, he's the type of fighter, he breaks players down like later on. So he lets you do basically what you want. and then he really comes at the end. So I think that's what he was doing with Frank. Like, okay, I'll let you. And he didn't really do much, if we being honest. I don't think he really shook the room. Like he said it, like when they used to spar and stuff. But yeah, man, I don't know. He didn't really do much. They were saying he was one of the toughest ones he fought, but I don't think so. Definitely not. We kind of look at some of his areas that he lacked, man. Well, before I say mine, what do y'all think some of his like during the fight? What do y'all think some of his areas that he lacked at? I'll start with you, Byron.
Is this for Martin or Tank?
Yeah, for Mark.
For Martin, really the only thing for me was just putting himself in the corner. I thought the feet work were good. I thought, he fought a good fight.
Yeah.
But over time, when you get yourself in the corner, and especially with the blow that he took, the hands fall and then, that's it. So, and plus, the longer the fight, the more fatigue. When you get that knockout blow, it's hard to get back up. So, yeah, for me, it was just the staying in the corner too much in the fight. So, but overall, I did think he fought a good fight, long as he lasted. But, staying in the corner is what ultimately got him.
Yeah, I agree. James, what do you think, though?
I agree about the stand in the corner, but I guess that was his kind of a survival strategy of his. And it's something that he's probably going to have to maybe change up in further fights because people are going to key in on that, I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, they definitely are. And we kind of seen it from Tyson Fury. Well, no, not even Fury. Who do we cover last? Wilder. When he turned his head like completely around in that fight against Zane. I think that's like one of the two major mistakes for boxers, like turning their back on a fighter and then allowing them, you stand in the corner and not allowing yourself room to get out. I think that's one of the two main mistakes because they could tear you up in that corner, man. Honestly. Yeah, and I think he could have had better movement. I feel like Davis was kind of like taking him in whichever directions he wanted to go in, instead of him like, okay, I'm gonna control my own movement, and you know what I mean. I just felt like he kind of looked a little scared a little bit, but like I said, this was something. This could be a lesson for him for sure. And just to end us off, man, now that Tank is back in an effect, who do you guys want to see him fight next? Like currently, I'll start with you, James.
I know I've been hearing like rumors online of it's going to be Vasyl Lomachenko as the next fight, and I think that would be a pretty good matchup if we get those two together.
Okay, for sure. What about you, Byron, man? What do you think?
I want Stevenson and Tank.
Stevenson?
Yeah, that's who I want. Yeah, that's the two I want,
Nah, that would be actually a good fight. And then for me, I would have to say Crawford. Because I feel like that'll be one of his like toughest fights to go against. They both play smart on defense. No, I feel like Tank would actually have to play defense with him because he's a power hitter and he has a good defensive technique too. So I would love to see that, man, just to see how that would work. But y'all let us know how y'all feel about Tank, him being back with that recent fight, man. It was a good fight, and I can't wait to see who he fights next. But before we get into our next one, man, we got a few sports news of the day, Byron, before we go into our next one. So Jake Paul, he'll be facing against Mike Perry in the 8th round cruiserweight on July 20th in Tampa. Byron, did you hear anything about Jake Paul with this fight?
I just knew the Mike Tyson fight was canceled and there was a replacement, but I didn't really look too much into it. I haven't really tuned into Jake Paul fights. The only one I ever tuned in was against Woodley, and after that, I just never really showed interest.
Yeah, I'll have to say. James, did you hear anything about this Paul fight?
Yeah, and we're all waiting for the Tyson fight to come up, but I think the Perry fight will be a nice appetizer for Jake Paul, and it'll be kind of a gauge. And I think if anything, this will help Tyson out because he'll be able to see how he's currently boxing.
Fight, yeah, I would have to. Yeah, I just heard about it. Like I said, a lot of people can't wait for the Tyson fight. Hopefully, they don't cancel. Like everything will be good his health to be good. But y'all let us know how y'all feel about this fight. Who's gonna win? Next thing up, we got Mookie Betts, baseball player. He had a fracture on his left on his left side of his body, but he won't need surgery. They said from the LA Dodgers. James, have you heard about this news?
Yeah, and this is horrible news. Playoffs are just right around the corner, so this isn't helpful at all for the Dodgers, really.
Yeah, man. It just seems like they've been taking a lot of L's recently, man. This losing streak, losing players. Byron, have you been keeping up with the Dodgers, man?
I knew he got hurt in I think it's what 8 to 10 weeks with the fracture. Because is it his wrist or his hand? It's his hand, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a blow to the lineup, of course, but I think by the time they get him back, what we're looking at early September, around that range. So
yeah,
obviously he's gonna act like knock some of the rust off, but other than that, I think they'll be primed still. I don't see the Dodgers as a team that's battling injuries like the Astros or the Rangers are. So I think as long as he gets the rust off in time in October, LA will be fine.
Yeah, that'll be good. And get their winning streak back going. But y'all let us know how y'all feel about the Dodgers. And then last but not least, man, the Boston Celtics, they're officially the new champions. And Jaylen Brown was named MVP. I'm going to start with you, Byron. How do you feel about them winning? And is Jaylen Brown worth the MVP spot?
I didn't really feel anything about them winning. I'm not gonna lie, I did have Mavs in 6 from the way they were playing, but just the overall roster construct of both teams, clearly Boston was a superior team. With Jaylen Brown winning it, I thought that was the correct call. I thought after Game 5, it might have gone to Tatum, but overall, I thought if you had to pick one on the side, I thought Jaylen Brown was the one. So they got it right. So
yeah, I agree with that. James, how do you feel about it?
I'm wondering, is this the start of another dynasty for the Celtics? I mean, if they continue winning and they have the roster that's built to continue winning. Also, did we see them winning so easily against the Mavericks? I don't think so.
Nah, we didn't. Especially kind of what they did to their recent team against OKC. But like I said, man, their defense is just, they know exactly what to do. Like Drew Holiday came in and he was the leader, man. He set everything up. Definitely. But y'all let us know how y'all feel about all the sports news of the day. We're gonna get into our next one, man.
J&J Sports coming to y'all with more in 2024.